Rights activists in Bahrain are accusing the authorities of targeting journalists trying to report on the crackdown against anti-government protests. Several photographers are among those to have been arrested. Let's get more on the human rights situation in the country from Bahraini opposition leader Nabeel Rajab, now joining us live from London. Very good to see you today. Thanks for joining us on RT International. How is the protest movement faring in Bahrain?
Well, the protest movement is so huge and so big, and maybe like before or more. But unfortunately, you hardly can hear about it in the international media because the Gulf regimes could silence the international media, could silence the international community, frightening them with no businesses. Countries like civilized country like European country like United States government, hardly you can see a criticism on Bahrain. Even in the media, as you know, media either owned by the ruling family in our region or influenced by the ruling family. So unfortunately, with the oppression that we have in town in Bahrain, with the revolution that we have, maybe it is the hugest, in terms of percentage, the hugest revolution you will ever see in history, but you will hardly see on the TV. And that's because of the impact of those ruling family, of the money, of the wealth, of the arms sale, of the oil, and to silence and to buy the silence of the international community. But in the ground, more repression, more people in detention, thousands of people behind bar, thousands of people have fled the country, thousands of people are hiding, lot of people, tens of people were killed, hundreds of people were wounded, hundreds and thousands of houses being raided on a yearly basis, a lot of houses being robbed by the security personnel. So the repression is the worst according to human rights organization, including the United Nations. But unfortunately, as I said and again and again and again, that we are in a rich region and we are paying the price for being in a rich region which could silence the civilized world countries like United States and United Kingdom and other European countries.
So as you say, Nabeel, there's a clampdown on expressions of freedom and opinion in Bahrain at the moment. But ultimately, you mentioned a moment ago that you were saying that Bahrain has a reason to clamp down on democratic values. You said oil, you said military contracts. I'm sorry, can you just clear that up for us? Why is Bahrain, why is it clamping down, and why is the world media being so quiet?
Well, as you know, the media we have in the region, the Arabic media, it is owned by those royal families of the Gulf. Or then you have the international media like the BBC, like the CNN, like the other, where the Gulf countries have influence on them through their countries. As you know, the repression we have faced in Bahrain is worse than anything. But nobody wants to speak about it because nobody wants to anger Bahrain government. Because angering Bahrain government is like angering Saudi government. And everybody needs the oil from those countries. Everybody needs to make armed treaties, armed sales for those governments. And to do so, you should be silenced. And as you know that those Gulf countries with their money, with their wealth, with their oil, have bought the silence of the international community. And that's why you don't hear anything about it. And instead of that, you see them harassing a human rights defender like me, who was just released from prison. As you know that I spent my last 2 years in jail, and I was just released a month and a half ago, and I have come to UK a few days ago, and I was harassed in the airport and stopped for 5 hours. Until now, and as I'm talking to you, my passport is being held by the UK authority, not for doing a crime. It's just for doing a human rights.
So Nabeel, just so I can jump, I'm sorry, just so I can jump in quickly. You're in London, evidently. You said you were being harassed at Heathrow Airport. They've seized your passport. What on earth were they harassing you about?
Not only my passport, my 2 children and wife passport. It is until this moment, as I'm talking to you, it is with the authority. And they said they want to do investigation because I was in detention, I was in jail in Bahrain, because I was jailed for taking part in a peaceful protest calling for democracy in Bahrain. At the same time, when you see UK government receiving a human rights violator from my country, people who committed a crime are received in a red carpet in here, and human rights group and human rights people are being harassed been discredited by UK government. I'm just giving you this as an example how the civilized world have treated our revolution, how the civilized world and democratic government have treated our people and our revolution in the past few years. This hypocrisy needs to be highlighted. We should shed light on this hypocrisy of what is being called as a civilized government and civilized countries, and how they treated our revolution. Unfortunately, until this moment, and as I'm talking to you, they are selling arms, they're selling weapons, they're selling equipment which has been used to violate the human rights of those countries. And I think the nation of those countries have to wake up and to see how much their government is working and taking part in this violation happening in our part of the world. Unfortunately, this is what happened to me is a single thing out of many things happening due to the security agreement, due to security in
well, certainly, Nabeel, what we're seeing, I mean, we've been witnessing, certainly for the past couple of years, a clampdown on democratic values, certainly in Bahrain, but not just that, around the world as well. We are seeing a movement, though, Mr. Rajab, in the Twitter sphere, social media, that is bringing to light a lot of the issues that are murky and not broadcast on the main worldwide networks. So Nabeel Rajab, the head of the Bahrain Centre for Human Rights, live in London. Wish we had more time. We don't, but thank you for joining us on RT International today.